When Liz Lombard first felt sick, she thought it was her new mattress.
I was sore from head to toe. I mean, I'm talking, I was so sore, I was stiff as an old boot. I was like an old woman, I couldn't believe it. And I said, am I adjusting to this mattress?
Unfortunately, it was much more serious.
You can see, this is so tight that my wrists don't bend.
Lombard, a lifelong South Boston resident, has been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, Scleroderma, which literally means hard skin. The disease is progressive and painful. Beyond the skin condition, internal organs can become so hard they stop functioning.
I have systemic scleroderma, and that's the type that can involve you from the head to toe. It's just the whole system.
The other thing to note, the disease is extremely rare. That's why Lombard found it so odd that she wasn't the only one in her neighborhood diagnosed with the disease.
My cousin Marie, when I told her, she said, she was shocked, and she said, you know, Cheryl's mother has that. I said, Cheryl who? She said, my matron of honor. And one of the waitresses I work with said scleroderma, because it's not the kind of word you'd forget. She said, scleroderma, my cousin has that, Liz. And I said, your cousin, are you sure? Because they told me it was rare. And then I started to keep a list.
Not only that, Lombard wrote to the Department of Environmental Health Assessment.
I'm seeking your help, not only for myself, but for my neighbors as well.
Lombard's letter is one of thousands the department receives each year, although few result in an investigation, as this one did.
But we would expect probably in the population the size of South Boston to see maybe like anywhere between 3 to 6 cases. And we're seeing, you know, currently about 2 to 4-fold increase of that.
But no one knows why. What is known is that there is a genetic predisposition to the disease, and women are more likely to get it than men. Most intriguing, though, is the role the environment might play.
There's reason to believe that environmental agents can cause it. There are some epidemiologic studies showing a higher incidence of scleroderma in people who work with industrial solvents.
And Liz Lombard says you don't have to look very far in South Boston to find more than the usual number of environmental hazards.
I see flames, I see exhaust, I see smokestacks with stuff coming out of them. I don't even have to see things, I can smell them. You can go outside certain days and the air reeks.
On the other hand, what may look like a cluster could also be just a coincidence.
You know, you're always going to find some blocks where there are 3 children with leukemia. And that's tragic that there are 3 children on the same block, but we know from numbers alone you're sometimes going to find blocks and blocks with none and some blocks that have 3. Just sort of the roll of the dice.
Even so, Lombard finds it tough to believe that this is simply a case of bad luck.
I think there are many communities you could go to and they'd say, Sclero what? And you come to South Boston, and I literally run into these women. I'm going to Oscar for my prescriptions, and here's Carol coming out, or I see Mary Margaret Alessi, and we all have the same supposedly rare, crazy, exotic disease. Is it a coincidence? I don't know.